everybody, and welcome to Camelot's Back to School Night. We're glad you're here. I'm Aileen Flaherty, Camelot's principal.
And I'm Matt Salerno, the assistant principal here at Camelot. As you make your way through the hallways and get to know some new faces, we hope you get some good information that you can take home to your families.
We're going to start by sharing a little bit of information about our school, and then we'll have an introduction from the PTA, and then our teachers will start their first of 3 sessions. During sessions 2 and 3, you're welcome to visit the cafeteria and meet some of our specialists and other resource teachers that we have working with your children this year. On the next couple of slides, let's take a look at our school's demographics. The slides showcase the diversity of our school across programs and people. This first slide shows that we have about 610 students currently enrolled at Camelot. We have a variety of programs to meet students' needs, including pre-K programs, a program for students with intellectual disabilities, a program for students with autism, and a program for students who need full-time advanced academics. On this next slide, you can see our diversity across ethnicities and races. On this next slide, you can see in the first 2 bullets our diversity across languages. I think it's pretty exciting that about 60% of our students and families speak 2 or more languages. The last 2 bullets on this slide show that we have a fairly high mobility rate with students joining us and leaving us during the school year. And we also have a fairly high fee waiver rate for school lunches. Now let's take a look at our school's academic rating, or our state accreditation status. Our state accreditation is based in part on how our 3rd through 6th graders do on their state reading, math, and science tests. As you can see from this slide, we are green, or fully accredited, across the achievement and academic gaps in English, mathematics, and science. On this next slide, you see our more specific pass rates. We have what's called an unadjusted rate, which is the raw rate before retakes are factored in and before certain data is pulled out. When you look at our pass rates for last year's SOLs, you can see that in both reading and math, we had 88% pass, which is a fairly strong pass in both of those areas. A new topic that we need to talk about at Camelot is chronic absenteeism. Chronic absenteeism is defined by the Virginia Department of Education as a student missing 10% or more of the school year, regardless of the reason. The Virginia Department of Education does not distinguish between excused and unexcused absences. It just looks at a student's total. On this next slide, you can see that prior to the pandemic, chronic absenteeism was not really a problem at Camelot. Our rates were between 7 and 10% across the years before the pandemic. However, in 2023, this past school year, our rate exceeded what was allowable by the state. Our current chronic absenteeism rate is 16.2%, which aligns with the district's 17.1%. We are charged with bringing that rate down.
One of the ways that we can bring that rate down is by making sure our students all feel socially and emotionally available for school each day. Each of the students was given a presentation by administration about how we are all about seeing the goodness and being the goodness each and every day. And you might see some of that symbolism throughout the building, on t-shirts, on papers. Camelot's mission is to make sure that we see the goodness in all of our kids and that we are the goodness each and every day as students, staff, and community members. So we've developed a daily roadmap of seeing and being the goodness with a social-emotional opening all the way until closing circle and dismissal. The morning meeting and its components are a huge part of Camelot's social-emotional learning. There might be a news show that's Monday through Friday, there might be a morning meeting, there might even be just some time to talk. And then during the middle of the day, we have incorporated something called a mindful moment, a way for students to decompress, to make sure they're recentered, and know that they can be available when they return from something like recess, lunch, or specials. Closing circle is every day, a few moments right before the dismissal, and we make sure that we give a tasty fish or a shout out to someone that has done a super job or a group of people that has done a super job. We want to make sure students are leaving the building in a great spot just as they came into the building in a great place. We partner with the Positivity Project, and this year we've decided to focus on the 5 core pillars of the Positivity Project. Each day of the week, we dig a little deeper, whether it's in the news show, with some of our lessons, or even in our recognition with the Positivity Project's 5 core pillars. On Mondays, it's about being present and giving others your full attention. Tuesdays, it's supporting others when they might be going through something or if they're struggling for something, and we bring that morning meeting as a place where we can know that you feel supported. Wednesdays are knowing that my words and actions affect others. And Thursdays are cheering on others' successes, because it's not just about the person that does well on the inside, it's about recognizing that other people can do well just as much as the next person. And then Friday, a reflective piece of seeing the goodness and being the goodness is knowing that identifying and appreciating the good in others. The news show has 3 goals that we want to accomplish with each production. 1, we want the students and staff to be excited for their day. 2, it allows a springboard in promoting the 5 Positivity Project core pillars. And 3, there is a handoff into the morning meeting. There's a recorded news show on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as well as a live news show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And for Closing Circle, we wrap up the day with an opportunity for students to submit a piece of mail right outside the main office, where they could give a tasty fish, a shout out, or exemplify one of the core pillars that we had previously mentioned. If someone is not feeling safe or not feeling welcomed or heard, it is our responsibility to make sure that their change is made so that we all feel our best, our brightest, and our most cohesive here at Camelot. We're now going to turn it over to the PTA and appreciate everything they do to make our year so successful. Thank you for coming to our back to school night, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the 2023-2024 school year.
Hello, my name is Bart Edgerton. I'm the president of the PTA at Camelot this year, and it's a pleasure to talk to you tonight. I'd like to convey really just 3 things in a couple of moments and then introduce you to the rest of the PTA team. The first is, I thought it'd be helpful to let you know what the PTA does. The PTA supports children across the community in their educational efforts. We also support teachers as well as families. Now, we do that in a couple of ways. One is we raise money and we hand it out to students to support field trips, as well as to teachers to support educational endeavors. About 70% of our budget goes to directly support students and the teachers through many of these efforts. The remainder of the budget helps to support a lot of not only the fundraisers, but a lot of the social events that we do, like the ice cream social that will be at tomorrow, that we'll have tomorrow to help build community involvement. The second thing that I wanted to share is how you can join the PTA. We have a table up front, and you can also Google Camelot PTA and go directly to the website. It costs just $10 to join. Of course, if you'd prefer to donate additional funds as well, we have opportunities to do that to give back to the community. And then finally, wanted to spend a moment talking about volunteering. There's many ways that you can volunteer in the PTA, some of them quite big to lead some of our signature events, but we always need help in a variety of ways, sometimes quite small, sometimes a little bit medium, but there's a variety of ways that you can do it. From helping to support the Teachers Lounge by cleaning up and providing them with some new treats and so forth in there, to joining us for events and scooping scoops and so forth. We're looking forward to you joining us, and we're looking forward to the school year. Please reach out if you have any questions. And now off to the rest of our VPs and members of the Executive Board. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ali Osterhaus. I'm Camelot PTA Secretary. My job is to keep the official records of the PTA. I also help with all our communications, like the website, Facebook, News You Choose, and some of the flyers that we send out for our special events. How do you, PTA? Why don't you join us and become part of the PTA community? We have a members table at the Back to School night, and you'll see us at all of the other events that we have during the year.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Gould. Welcome back to school. This year I serve as the Vice President of Membership on the board. which is a fancy way of saying I'm here to help anyone and everyone engage with the school community to help every student at Camelot Elementary School grow and thrive this school year. You can find me at the PTA table tonight or tomorrow night at the ice cream social. I'd love to meet you and talk with you more.
Hi, Camelot Dragons. I'm Linda Wade, your Social Vice President. I PTA by planning various social events to include the upcoming Ice Cream Social on September 8th and the upcoming Fall Festival on October 14th. These gatherings provide opportunities for our community to come together, relax, and build lasting relationships. We also foster connections by welcoming new families, continuous teacher appreciation, inclusive events, and much more. I hope you join the PTA and come get social with us. Bye.
Hello, Camelot Dragons. My name is Carly Smith, and I'm this year's PTA Treasurer. I choose to PTA by keeping track of our financial records and making sure we have transparency with all of our members. I hope that you join the PTA this year and PTA your way.